These 5 players will lose you your fantasy leagues this upcoming season. Each player take getting spicier and spicier during the video. I'm Tyler. If you enjoy fantasy football content or the video, think about hitting that subscribe button. Let's go. First player being Cordarrelle Patterson. And I know a lot of people think that Cordarrelle Patterson is a pretty good value right now. For me, I think the complete opposite. I want nothing to do with Cordarrelle Patterson this upcoming season, and here's why. Last year, he scored 11 touchdowns, which was over 35% of the Atlanta Falcons' offensive touchdowns last year. That is not going to happen once again. They added Drake London in the draft, Tyler Algier, brought over Brian Edwards, traded for him. Damian Williams is here. There's a lot more players in this offense that are going to be better than Cordarrelle Patterson. Cordarrelle Patterson will not put up those numbers once again. At age 30, he had a really Peyton Hillis type of season. He's going to be somebody that you're going to drop after week 5. So do not invest the draft pick into Cordarrelle Patterson. No matter if it's the 8th, 9th round, there's other guys that are on the board during that time that you should be going over him. So the first player to avoid is Cordarrelle Patterson. The next player on the list, Miles Sanders. And you're going to hear a lot of positive regression for him, positive touchdown regression, where he should see an uptick there. For me, I don't care. I'm fading him. He may be a good value to you in the 7th, 8th round of your drafts. For me, no. Why? Very simple. He doesn't have league-winning upside. Maybe you want to play it safe, get a guy that maybe could average, 11, 12 points a week. For me, I'm not interested in that. There's other guys that are currently going around him that I'd much rather take. A guy like A.J. Dillon, Tony Pollard, are guys that I would 100% take over him. Why? Because say something happens to Zeke or Aaron Jones, you have guys that are league-winning players for you. Absolute bona fide RB1 studs. Miles Sanders will never get that. He's in a committee backfield with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback, who steals touchdowns from him, who steals work from him. He will never be the guy that we want him to be. He's had 2 different head coaches. No guy is committed to him. What's going to change this year? His drip game is great, but in fantasy football, he's just not that guy. The next player on this list, Michael Thomas. And I guarantee this is what's going to happen. If he's healthy for training camp, his ADP is absolutely going to skyrocket inside the top 20. And why I don't want any part of Michael Thomas is very simple. He's not going to be the player that he once was. And what you're drafting him off of is the name value of the player that he once was. The fantasy doctors, if you guys don't follow them, I highly suggest you to go and follow them. I'd imagine a lot of people follow them, but they're highly skeptical about Michael Thomas being the player that he once was. He's just not going to be that guy. So for me, I'm not interested. This isn't the same offense. It's not going to be the same Michael Thomas. You don't have Drew Brees here. You don't have Sean Payton. A lot of things are missing, and a lot of people will talk about Jameis Winston and how he supported Chris Godwin. He supported Mike Evans. Well, this isn't the same offense. That defense that he had was historically bad. This defense that he has now is going to be really good, so he's not going to have to throw the ball 600 or 700 times in the season. It's not going to happen. So Michael Thomas, at age 29, coming off a significant injury, haven't played football in a long time. He's just not going to be that guy that he once was. And for me, once he climbs up in ADP, I'm absolutely avoiding him. There's a lot of other guys that I'd rather go, and I advise you to do the same. The next player on the list, DK Metcalf. Now, this shouldn't be surprising, but I do get pushback with DK Metcalf. A lot of people will say, oh, well, this defense is going to be bad, meaning they're going to have to throw the ball a ton, which may be true, but this offense is also going to be really bad. This offense will be a bottom-tier offense in the NFL, and reports have said that, oh, Jimmy G may be the quarterback of this team. That's not a big upgrade. Like that, I wouldn't even consider that a big upgrade where I'm moving DK Metcalf. I'm excited about him. Jimmy G isn't very good. Jimmy G's good because he plays in a really good system with Kyle Shanahan, really good weapons, which he will be in a system that's not really good, but with good weapons here. For me, this team ran the fewest plays in the NFL last year. They play it at an incredibly slow pace. There's no more Russell Wilson here. This offense, once again, will play at a very slow pace. They should just tank, be terrible, get a quarterback, because you get a quarterback, this team actually looks to be somewhat decent. But for this upcoming season, with Drew Lock as his quarterback, if it's going to be Geno Smith, I don't really care. DK Metcalf is currently going as a top 20 wide receiver. There's plenty of other wide receivers that I would go over him. Even if he falls outside the top 20, I would rather go Allen Robinson over him, Juju Smith-Schuster over him, possibly even Rashad Bateman over him. There's a lot of guys that I would take the risk on than DK Metcalf. Will DK Metcalf possibly be like a back-end wide receiver too? Sure, but he just doesn't have that league-winning upside just like Miles Sanders does, unlike the other guys on this list. He just doesn't have the upside that I don't see because this offense is going to be so bad. He's a very talented wide receiver, but for this year, it seems like a wash year for DK Metcalf, so I'm avoiding him in this draft. The last player on the list, Derrick Henry, and I expect to get a lot of pushback with this one, but at least hear me out. These are the reasons why I don't like Derrick Henry. You're going to hear a lot of people that say, oh, he was on track for a career year last year, which is true. He's healthy. He broke down only one time in his career, one big injury, which is all true. But let's look at this and let's think about it. For me, in this video, I've been using a lot of just my personal opinion, not so much analytics or data to support it. So this is what I'm thinking as I head into this draft with Derrick Henry. Very simple. He's 28 years old, over 1,500 total touches. Last year, what happened with him when he broke down? He was averaging 29.6 points or touches per game, which was putting him on pace for over 500 total touches. 500 total touches. I don't care if he's built different. I don't care about his off-season workout regimen. I don't care about all that. He's a human being who's 28, 1,500 total touches. He's going to break down if they give him that amount of work again, which I think they will. Why? There's no more A.J. Brown. You have 30-year-old Robert Woods here, who's coming off an ACL tear. Treylon Burks hasn't been available for them in camp, who reportedly was also out of shape. What if these guys aren't very good? Their offense is once again going to be behind Derrick Henry, who may have a successful first 8 weeks of the season, but he's going to get overworked and he's going to break down once again. So for me, I'm avoiding him. I want nothing to do with Derrick Henry. For me, I have a late round grade on him, which he'll never last the late round grade for your redraft league. So I'm totally out on Derrick Henry. Those are my takes. I'm standing by them. If you watched all the way through, go get in the Discord. Link is in my bio. Go check out all the social medias. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Very much. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Peace out, everyone.